what makes this man with all the love that his heart can stand. Dream of ways to throw it all away. Whoa, whoa. Gravity is working against me, and gravity wants to bring me down. Twice as much ain't twice as good, and can't sustain like one half could. It's wanting more. It's gonna send me to my knees. Twice as good, and can't sustain like one half could. It's wanting more. It's gonna send me to my knees. Whoa, gravity, stay the hell away from me. Just keep me where the light is. Just keep me where the light is. Just keep me where the light is. Come on, keep me where the light is. Come on, keep me where the light is. Come on, keep me where.
I have a feeling, it's a feeling I'm concealing, I don't know. It's just a mental, sentimental alley. But I adore you. So strong for you. Why is darling I'm falling? Is glowing vibration. Let's fall in love. Why shouldn't we fall in love? Our hearts are red. Let's take a chance. Why be afraid? Let's close our eyes and make our own paradise. Even though we know of it, still we can try to make a go of it. We might have been for each other, to be or not to be, let our hearts discover. Let's fall in love. Why shouldn't we fall in love? Now is the time for it while we are young. Let's fall in love. discover. Let's fall in love. Why shouldn't we fall in love? Now is the time for it while we are young. Let's fall in love.
Oh, it's lovely. It's lovely to be back with you again this year for another SCVO Awards. I love being here. I was here last year, and I love being here because I just get blown away by, the ideas, the achievement, the commitment, the sheer pizzazz on display from every corner of the room. I'm really looking forward to the awards to come now. I should say, first of all, wasn't that a wonderful dinner, though? Wasn't it? I'm completely stuffed, yeah. A round of applause for Leiths for providing it in this beautiful venue. We're now live on the Third Force News website. So, where are you guys? Third Force News, hello. Welcome to those of you who are watching at home too. It's time now for what we've all been waiting for, find out who the winners are of these terrific awards. SCVO has been truly overwhelmed, and we heard that from Andrew and also from Angela earlier, truly overwhelmed by the volume of entries this year and the exceedingly high quality. That's great, of course, although it's made the task of judging the awards even more difficult than usual. There'll be certificates for all of our fabulous finalists, so please do come to the stage at the end of the ceremony to collect them. So, our first award of the evening is Cracking Campaign. And this is sponsored by SGN. Now, campaigning is at the centre of so much that third sector organisations do, and the creativity and determination of so many of this year's entries demonstrates what can be achieved, even with a very modest budget. First up is the RNIB Scotland and Diabetes Scotland How Do You See Scotland campaign. There they are over there. This aimed to raise awareness of diabetic retinopathy and the importance of screening as a national health concern. The campaign reached 2.4 million people, and the associated short film was shown in 76 cinemas across the country, with information going out to 960 health practices. Next, we have a CPR Let's Be Ready campaign from Young Scot. Now, the team discovered that what holds young people back from administering CPR is not always knowledge, but a lack of confidence in their skills, fear of hurting someone and not recognising the signs of cardiac arrest. Let's Be Ready was designed to make sure young people across Scotland have the knowledge and the skills to save someone's life if the worst should happen. Our third finalist is HIV Scotland with PrEP for Scotland. Now, this is a campaign which reinvigorated Scotland's HIV prevention efforts, enabling 20,000 people to access information about a new HIV prevention drug called PrEP. By uniting the voices of women, men, transgender and non-binary individuals, the campaign secured an important prevention tool that has created the possibility of stopping all new HIV transmissions. And finally, we have Glasgow Children's Hospital charity Schiehallion Appeal, Help Our Kids Beat Cancer. This week, 2 more children in Scotland will be diagnosed with cancer, and more than 2/3 of them will be treated in the Schiehallion ward at Glasgow's Royal Hospital for Children. The Schiehallion Appeal has raised almost £1 million, funding the enhancement of clinical trials and bringing more early phase trials to give children access to new types of treatment. So, some wonderful campaigns, and I'm glad I wasn't the one having to judge them. But I'd like to invite Pamela Goey from SGN to come up here and announce the winner. Pamela.
bright lights. And the winner is Prep for Scotland HIV.
I've been talking to your saxophone now. Something tell me you don't want to know now.
Thank you, colleagues. What an honour. And we were sat at our table with our other nominees thinking it's almost embarrassing to win it because they're all amazing. And how difficult to choose because they're all amazing and also different. So do have another read of the programme where they describe everyone who was nominated because they're such important work. Now, we work for people who don't have a voice, and we protect their democratic rights, we protect their human rights. And in that, we're recognised in this way. And we're also recognised in a special way, which is that the Scottish Government have chosen to defund us. And we're working really hard to try and fix it. And I hear people laughing, and it's actually devastating for us. What you can expect from us is we're going to keep working really hard to try and secure our funding from this government and keep protecting the citizens who have HIV and who are at risk of HIV. We can achieve zero new transmissions. If you don't know what that's about, if you don't know what PrEP's about, come and find me, and I want to talk to you about it. Find us on Twitter at HIV Scotland and help us achieve zero new HIV transmissions, because we can do it. Thank you for recognising us.
Thank you very much, Pamela. Congratulations to PrEP and to all our cracking campaign finalists. Up next is the Charity Champion Award. Now, all 6 people on our shortlist here have gone the extra mile for a cause close to their hearts, and as individuals, they've made a huge contribution. The panel found this category a particularly hard one to judge because every one of the finalists this year really is incredible. Our first contender is Fiona Shapcott from Kids Love Clothes. Now, since single-handedly setting up the charity in 2009, Fiona and her team of volunteers have helped more than 5,500 children by lovingly packing full wardrobes of donated clothes into gift bags for those identified as in need by health visitors and other charities in Edinburgh and the Lothians. In the past year alone, the team have clothed 1,864 children, ensuring they have warm clothing, shoes, and school uniforms. Next, we have Support in Mind Scotland's Jenny Hastings. Now, as an ambassador for the charity, Jenny has inspired hundreds of people by sharing her own powerful story of living with mental ill health and championing the benefits that physical exercise can have on health and well-being, leading hundreds of people to get involved with the charity's 100 Streets Challenge to raise mental health awareness. Our third finalist is Cody Dorman from Bliss, Scotland. After her son was born 11 weeks early, Cody has worked tirelessly to support families impacted by neonatal care with Bliss Scotland. By volunteering at St John's Hospital in Livingston, Cody supports and comforts parents during difficult times and has raised thousands for Bliss through campaigning and events. Bill Scott from Marie Curie is up next. Over the past 10 years, Bill has made a significant contribution to Marie Curie, both financially and as an advocate. Bill's helped raise awareness of the care and support available for people living with terminal illnesses in Glasgow and the wider areas, and he's helped raise thousands of pounds to keep the hospice running. Up next, Fiona Dickens from Chest, Heart and Stroke, Scotland. 10 years ago, Fiona had a stroke and she was left with aphasia. She now champions the vital work of Chest, Heart and Stroke Scotland. She volunteers in one of the charity shops, and she helps the organisation to support people like her to get their lives back on track after they've been diagnosed with a chest or a heart condition. And finally, we have Sarah Hawkins from Project 42. As the founder of Project 42, Sarah aims to help people understand the connection between their mental health and physical fitness through carefully crafted fitness classes, guided meditation and counselling. Her gym now has 2,000 members. Well, difficult. I'd like to invite back onto the stage Cabinet Secretary Angela Constance to reveal who the winner is.
And the winner is Fiona Sharpcock, Kids Love Clothes.
Bit nervous. I've learnt tonight that high heels and nerves do not go well together. Thank you so much. This means so much, and a lot of people identify with this because when I first started Kids Love Clothes, I was faced with a lot of negativity. A lot of people that told me not to bother, it was a waste of time, no one would want what I had suggested. But we persevered, and here I am now. And to those people that said, don't do it, here we are. But my real thanks goes to the people that are sitting at that table, because without them, Kids Love Clothes wouldn't be here, and I certainly wouldn't be standing here. They give their time, endlessly, the support, they're just amazing. All of you who've got volunteers, that they just give so much without being asked to, and they give you so much, that helps you improve your charity and your organisation. So this is for you guys. So thank you so much. Thank you. Sorry, I'm like this.
Thank you very much, Angela. Congratulations to Fiona and our wonderful volunteers over there. Well done, folks. Next, we come to the Pioneering Project Award. Now, the 6 finalists for this category reflect the really high standard of applications in this category. It's no exaggeration to say the judging panel were hugely impressed with every single finalist and the innovative work they've done in their respective fields. Our first contender is Personal Safety Courses for the Blind and Visually Impaired, brought to you by the Scottish Centre for Personal Safety. As blind and visually impaired people are more than twice as likely to be attacked than sighted individuals, this project was developed by blind people to combine personal safety advice with practical self-defense skills and counselling techniques. By reducing fear and increasing confidence, course participants are empowered to realise that regardless of their disability, they're able to deal with verbal and physical confrontations. Next, we have Sport Aberdeen's Move More Aberdeen. Described as a game changer by participants, this is the first cancer-specific physical activity programme in Aberdeen, offering a person-centred package of activities, including walks, circuit training, and even gardening. Through partnership work with NHS Grampian and local charities, more than 400 people have been referred to the programme, benefiting from increased fitness, confidence, and quality of life. Our next finalist is Fearless from Sacro. A partnership between Sacro, LGBT Youth Scotland, Shakti Women's Aid and the Men's Advice Line, Fearless is a unique support service for the hidden survivors of domestic abuse. That's men and the LGBT+ community. These groups experience significant barriers in accessing support services, and by providing one-to-one support across 19 local authority areas, Fearless provides a vital service that would otherwise simply not exist. Next comes Quarriers, the Let's Talk initiative. It's a unique project that delivers mental health lessons and support to individuals, groups and classes within primary schools in Scotland. By starting the conversation about mental health earlier, children are better equipped to talk about and cope with mental health issues and how they impact others. The Dog Project from You don't want me to miss the title of this. It's Pause for Progress, PAWS. And it's our next finalist. A partnership between the Scottish Prison Service, Pause for Progress, CIC, and the Dementia Dog Project. It's Scotland's first prison-based assistance dog training programme. Prisoners train dementia assistance dogs, which builds their employability skills, contributes positively to the local community, and helps those living and coping with dementia at home. Last, we have Enable Scotland's Breaking Barriers. The first project of its kind in the UK, it enables young people who have learning disabilities to attend university, make friends, and gain real work experience with one of Scotland's largest employers. A partnership between Enable Scotland, the University of Strathclyde, and Scottish Power, this project takes real action to address the very low number of people who have learning disabilities going on to further education or entering the workforce. So, there we are, some terrific contenders. Again, I'd like to invite Anna Fowley from SCVO to the stage to reveal who the winner is.
And the winner is Personal Safety Courses for the Blind and Visually Impaired, Scottish Centre for Personal Safety.
This is a bit taken aback here. We weren't really expecting this one, particularly seeing the quality of the other finalists. So we're truly honoured to get this award. I suppose we have to say a quick thank you to the Big Lottery for funding this pioneering project. Scottish Warblinded, who gave us access to their clients so we could then fund what we're doing and participate what we're doing. Two young gentlemen, Michael McAllister, and this young gentleman here to my left, David Black, who became the UK's first blind personal safety and self-defence instructors. I guess it says in the tin, if it were, as it were, that we teach personal safety skills and self-defence skills to blind and visually impaired people. What we actually do is give them self-confidence and lower their anxiety levels and allow them to lead more fulfilling lives. But I'd like David to have a quick word to tell you about his side of the story. David.
Hello. I'm really confused. I wasn't expecting to do this, because I didn't think for 1 second, no offence, Alan.
No.
I was wondering, he said, practice a speech, and I didn't. Didn't. They were saying teaching personal safety to blind and partially sighted people for fear it would be an attack. Well, I was attacked. As a blind person, when I lost my sight, I fell into a black hole of depression. I hated being blind. So much so that a few years ago, I tried to end my own life. I kept getting turned down for jobs. I was beaten up, going to my job. I was terrified of going to work, terrified of doing anything. And then the fact that people would be attacking somebody, like anybody like me, I was so scared that I tried to kill myself and ended up in hospital. And then a few years ago, I got in contact with Alan Bell through Scottish Word Blinded. And not only did he believe in me and teach me how to defend myself, but he believed in me and taught me how to teach other blind people so that they won't feel the way I felt. When they feel so scared that they don't think they've any other choice but to do what I tried to do. And that's what me and Michael and every other instructor, everybody else in the centre in my new family tries to pass on to other, not just blind people, but everybody that deserves to walk down the street without being terrified, and we should all feel that way. And I'm proud to be up here. They're all amazing, by the way. Everybody in here, we're both proud to be here with you. So thank you so much.
My goodness, not a dry eye in the house. Thank you. Thank you so much, and thank you, Angela, for presenting that prize. Now, did I say Angela? That's what was wrong. I knew I'd done something wrong there, and I couldn't work out what it was. Thank you very much, Anna. Right. And actually, I should say, just before we move on to the next award, the judges would like to add a special commendation for Fearless from Sacro for their fantastic work with and for the hidden victims of domestic abuse, groups that are so often overlooked in the greater discussion about this issue. There's going to be a special certificate up here for you, Sacro, at the end of the ceremony. So please give Sacro a huge round of applause. Now, it's time for the Leading Light Award, sponsored by Good Moves. This award recognises an employee who's worked tirelessly to make a significant difference to one or more organisations or causes. There are some wonderful, wonderful finalists here. Our first is David Duke from Street Soccer Scotland. Since founding Street Soccer in 2009, David has drawn from his own experience of homelessness to educate, liberate, and inform some of Scotland's most vulnerable people, using football as a medium to empower people affected by social exclusion all over Scotland. Next, we have Sans Lothian's Nicola Welsh. Nicola has dedicated herself to ensuring that families dealing with the death of a baby can have the best possible bereavement support. Having dealt with this heartbreak herself in 2009 when her son Theo died aged 3 weeks, Nicola understands the difficulties faced by these families and works tirelessly to support them. She also works to raise the profile of Sans Lothian through networking, collaborative initiatives, and wider committees. Next, we have Ewan Aitken of Serenians. Ewan lives and breathes the organisation's mission to support the excluded by upholding the Serenians' values of compassion, respect, integrity, and innovation. he consistently finds new ways to promote the organisation's work. His incredible dedication to his role sees him attend everything from staff meetings and client graduation ceremonies to consultations on food access. And finally, we have Jay Hoggerty from Chest, Heart and Stroke Scotland. As Director of Retail for CHSS, Jay has transformed the organisation's retail operations over the past 8 years. With the help of a small team of staff and volunteers, he's seen sales increase by millions since 2010 across an award-winning chain of 40 shops. I'd like now to invite John Ferguson from Good Moves to reveal the winner.
It's my privilege to tell you that the winner tonight is Ewan Aitken of Cyrenians. Come on up, Ewan.
I'm absolutely lost for words. This award is not for me. It's for the folk who journey with people from tough realities to places of transformation, sticking with them whatever it matters and whatever happens, the folk who are my colleagues. It's for the 1,000 volunteers last year who gave us 74,000 hours of commitment and dedication so others might flourish. And it's for those 4,500 folk who found themselves in a tough place and with themselves at the heart, dug deep and found the courage and capacity to discover the change that they needed to make so that they could flourish as we all want to flourish. Thank you very much on their behalf for this award. Thank you.
Well done. Congratulations, Ewan, and thank you very much, John. Before we move on to the next award, the judges once again would like to add a special commendation, this time to Jay Hoggerty for the impressive turnaround that he and his team have achieved for Chest, Heart and Stroke Scotland's retail arm. Again, Jay, there'll be a special certificate here for you at the end of the ceremony. Give him a special round of applause again. We come now to the Celebrating Communities Award, sponsored by CLD Standards Council Scotland. That's their table just there. This year's finalists highlight the differing needs of communities, both geographically and socially. From the Western Isles to Lark Hall, these organisations demonstrate what can be achieved when communities come together to improve their areas. First up is Autism Rocks, Fife. Autism Rocks provides help, support and advice to 1,500 families from all over Fife and beyond living with autism. Volunteers are either parents or carers of someone on the spectrum or are on the spectrum themselves. The first of its kind, their Kaleidoscope Centre, is a welcoming, non-judgmental and sensory environment which has helped many families on their journey. Next, we have Caithness Clicks. Now, this is the only dedicated young carers project in Caithness, supporting young people under the age of 18 who have a caring role at home. It exists to support these young people both mentally and physically, improving their confidence, reducing isolation and helping them build new relationships. Lark Hall and District Volunteer Group is our next finalist. By working to promote the well-being of those aged 55 and over in Lanarkshire, the team aimed to reduce physical and social isolation whilst increasing health and well-being. Thanks to the committee's hard work, the group now employs 6 members of staff, supported by volunteers who provide vital services to their members. Our next finalist is Inverness Foodstuff. The only facility of its kind in the city, Inverness Foodstuff provides nutritious meals, company and access to services and support for people who are homeless or vulnerable in the community. Volunteers use surplus food from local retailers to make the meals, bringing people together while tackling food waste. Finally, we have Point and Sandwick Trust, which funds, funds and supports the development of community projects in its villages on the Isle of Lewis and the wider Western Isles. A community endeavour, the Trust worked against the odds to build and now operate the UK's largest community wind farm, a £14 million project that's 100% community owned and currently produces £800,000 a year in income for the local community. So there you are. Fantastic. Fantastic, every one of them. I'd like to invite Ashley Pringle from CLD Standards to reveal the winner.
And the winner is Point and Sandwick Trust.
Well, I really didn't expect this, and I'm not going to say very much. But if we can do it, any community can do it. We began 12 years ago without a brass farthing. And I still remember farthings, many of you won't. We had nothing, just a dream and huge, huge ambition. And we worked against the odds to borrow £14 million, got just under £1 million from the lottery to do it, and now we operate the largest community wind farm in the Western Isles. But that's not why we did it. We did it because we had filled in so many applications for funding for so many organisations for so many long years that we just got fed up and we thought, we're going to do this for ourselves. And now we give out a fantastic amount of money. Soon it'll be over £1 million per annum into our local community to help a wide range of organisations and charities. And thank you to the Point and Sandwick community for making it happen.
And I have to congratulate him on his chutzpah. He's just invited me to Lewis. Now, it's time for the Terrific Trustee Award, sponsored by Oscar. This award recognises board members who truly excel in their role, upholding the values of their organisation and making a difference through strong leadership and innovation. They are gold dust in a charity, as anyone involved in one will know. Our first finalist is Robert Nolan from Deafblind Scotland. After joining Deaf Blind UK as a volunteer 20 years ago, Robert became a member of the original Scottish Management Committee, and he's since completed the London and Edinburgh marathons multiple times to raise funds and awareness for the organisation. Robert himself is deaf-blind, and now as chairman is a remarkable example of what people can accomplish with support and self-belief. Up next is Gilly Davidson, a trustee with Scottish Love in Action. Since founding SLA 18 years ago, Gilly's devoted her time and talents to supporting vulnerable children in India. Her commitment to breaking the cycle of poverty for children in India has led her to support 3 NGOs and more than 7,000 children. Margarita Sweeney-Baird from Inclusive Skating is our next contender. A former Scottish ladies champion and skating coach in the UK, Margarita is the founder and driving force behind Inclusive Skating. It's an organisation that helps skaters with impairments or disabilities to skate, improving their motor skills, increasing their confidence and ensuring social inclusion. I just love the diversity of these shortlists tonight. Aren't they marvellous? Finally, we have Katrina Patterson of 2050 Climate Group. The 2050 Climate Group aims to equip Scotland's young people with climate change, knowledge and leadership skills so that we can create a sustainable, low-carbon society by the year 2050. A true exemplar since day one, Katrina's always put herself forward to help others to be involved in the group and to support the organisation in its development. So I'd like to invite Graham Forbes from Oscar to reveal the winner and present the terrific Trustee Award.
Oscar, your caring regulator, honours all trustees. But this year, oh, come on. This year's terrific trustee is Robert Nolan.
Bob can't be here tonight, so I'm going to read out his speech for you all today. Bob says, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much for this award. As the chair, I believe I have led an organisation which has always punched above its weight, and where deaf-blind people have always played a very prominent role. My wife and I raised over £65,000 on tandem challenges across the country for our new training and development centre. The Princess Royal opening our centre last year was a very proud moment for me and Deafblind Scotland. I have spoken to audiences all over the UK, in Europe, and as far afield as Malaysia, Egypt and India on deafblindness and the great work we do. I am very proud to be the chair of Deafblind Scotland, and thank you again for this award. It means a great deal to me.
Thank you very much indeed, and big congratulations to Robert, who may well be watching, Robert, if you are, on the live stream from the top of a mountain somewhere on the Three Peaks Tandem Challenge. Hi, Robert. And well done to all our other terrific trustees on that shortlist. Now we come to the Demonstrating Digital Award, sponsored by Digital Scotland. Digital Scotland, come on! This recognises groundbreaking digital organisations or projects which have benefited groups and communities. First up is Scottish Book Trust. To widen the reach of their Book Week Scotland programme, the Scottish Book Trust introduced their first virtual festival in 2017, accessible to all through web and social media. The team utilised digital to change people's perceptions about books by live streaming poetry slams, even beaming author events live into classrooms. Next we have Add Action, whose web chat function provides support to populations that are currently underserved by drug and alcohol services. Web chat enables people to engage in treatment and access support and information without putting other aspects of their lives on hold. In just 8 months, the service has received almost 6,000 inquiries from individuals looking to speak to trained recovery workers, and it's now a well-established resource. Shelter Scotland is our next finalist. Since its launch on World Homeless Day 2017, Shelter Scotland's I Need Help button has offered immediate, tailored advice based on the geographic location of people facing the crisis of homelessness. Available 24/7, the tool's already been accessed more than 4,000 times, providing timely help to those in need while reducing pressure on the organisation's busy national helpline. Next, we have Marie Curie. Now, Marie Curie recently mobilised staff across multiple teams to implement a new electronic patient record system, meaning that all patient information is now in one place and can be easily shared with health professionals and the patients themselves in the future. Because of this change, the team have already seen the benefits to communication and ultimately, of course, patient care. Finally, we have a LifeLink. Committed to providing an accessible and innovative counselling service that's shaped around clients, LifeLink invested in tablets to help counsellors update records and coordinate diaries in real time, while also enabling them to send SMS appointment reminders to make things easier for their clients. The team's currently redeveloping the organisation's website and trialling digital counselling services to enable greater reach. Wow, how good are all these? I'd like to invite Alan Johnson from the Scottish Government to come and reveal the winner.
And the winner is Marie Curie.
I now see why people say wow when they get up here. This is on behalf, I'm delighted to accept this on behalf of the Edinburgh and Glasgow hospices, and it's really for the Paperless Hospice project team who dragged us kicking and screaming into the 21st century. It's especially significant that Marie Curie is 70 years old this year, and to see that we're still, thank you. We managed to treat 8,000 patients in Scotland last year, and the introduction of the new communication and this digital era that we're reaching into will help us reach more people in the future. So thank you very much for everybody that voted for us.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you also, Alan, and well done to all the other finalists too in this digital category. We'll soon be revealing this year's Charity of the Year, but before we do that, it's time to find out who's attracted the most public votes. We've been, I keep saying overwhelmed, but I mean, that's kind of the right word for it, overwhelmed by the popularity of the People's Choice Award since it was introduced 7 years ago. This award is sponsored by Charities Aid Foundation, and it's designed to give you, your supporters, the third sector, and the public a chance to choose their winner. It's fantastic that so many people from around the world just took up this opportunity. There's been an amazing 13,286 votes cast. I'm reliably informed that the vote for this category was extremely close, with the top 2 finalists switching every hour in the final days of the vote, which just goes to show, actually, how strongly the public feel about the amazing work that you all do. So well done to everyone for your canvassing efforts. I'd like to invite Stuart Niven from Charities Aid Foundation to reveal who the winner of this prestigious public award is.
And the winner is Blood Bike Scotland, Emergency Volunteer Service.
Okay, I think everyone that's come up so far has gone wow, so I'm just going to do the same. I think really just not expecting to be standing here. It's just amazing to be here and to accept this on behalf of the charity. We've really had an amazing 12 months. The charity, basically we're a group of bikers and we work on behalf of the NHS. We transport anything really, specimens, blood samples, medication, documents, where the NHS don't have their own drivers. We basically do that in substitution of taxis and couriers, therefore saving money. But more than that, I think we improve patient services as well. There's a couple of different processes that we do around palliative care and other patient movement that we help with. So it's really all about the fantastic people that we have working for us in the charity, both riders, we have controllers that work on the phones for us at the weekends, and lots of people that fundraise and support for us as well, which I guess, as everyone knows in the room, is really a massive undertaking to get funding. So really, we do it just to put a little bit back into the NHS. I guess everyone's had experience and a need for using the NHS on times, and really as a group of bikers, the other bit that we get out of is we get to ride some nice bikes. So it's really a win-win situation. Really, the other bit I'd like to thank is we've got Karen Brown here from the NHS on our table. And And Karen and the team at the NHS at Astley Ainsley have just been awesome in helping us set up and run what we do. So it's a great partnership and it's a great team to be part of. And the final bit for me, if I've not gone on too long, so this is my wedding anniversary today. So happy anniversary to my wife. So I've been notorious for forgetting the day, but obviously now, having received this, I'll have no excuses in the future. So thank you, everyone, and thank you everyone that voted for us, obviously. Thanks, and enjoy the rest of the night.
Thank you.
Oh, brilliant. Congratulations, Blood Bike Scotland, and I think to Karen as well. Well done. Well, we come now to our final award, and it's the Scottish Charity of the Year 2018, sponsored by Keegan and Penny Kid. This year's Charity of the Year finalists do amazing work every day, but the key thing tonight is that they've also had some spectacularly brilliant achievements over the past 12 months. Don't take my word for it, though. We're going to see and hear more now from the finalists themselves.
In January 2006, Callum, our son, and Jenna's twin brother was diagnosed with an inoperable brain tumour. Throughout the 13 months that Callum was in and out of hospital, he spoke and saw lots of people who potentially maybe don't have the same happy memories that we had. So Callum's idea was that families who have a child suffering from cancer should come to Bute and just spend quality family time together.
Their journey begins when they get to Weems Bay and go on the boat, because lots of children have not even been in a boat before. So even the guys on the boat at the tea bar recognise the Callum's Cabin families and say hello to them, make them welcome. They come off the boat and everybody just everywhere they go they're greeted with great comfort.
Last year we opened the Glasgow Flat,
Yeah.
and it's doing well. It's for families who come down from the Highlands and Islands and their child's going through intense treatment.
It's a great honour and a great achievement for Callum's Cabin. And everybody involved with Callum's Cabin, not just us. I mean, lots of volunteers, as you can see out there today. There's lots of people here helping, doing things, changeover, painting the fence, doing lots of things. There's a lot of people. We just put the pieces of the jigsaw together, as Caroline says.
So Blood Bike Scotland has been established since about 2012. We've been running in the Borders since that time, and in 2016 we started up running in Lothians, working for the NHS Lothian Health Board. And we now have just short of 60 people registered between the Lothians and Borders. Again, that's probably about 40 people that are registered as riders or drivers, and then the rest will do controlling for us or fundraising or just general supporters of the group. Really, it's just been a massive team effort right across the piece for the last 12 months.
We're getting to where we are now, from 1 bike to 7, just by the help of the public. We never thought we'd get that far in such a short time.
We have a service level agreement with them, started December 2016, and since then they have done about 1,500 individual jobs for us. So what we do now with Blood Bikes is, because we've got some of the GPs based here who are doing advice calls, they will phone in, district nurses will phone in, they'll speak to them. GP will write the medication card decks, Blood Bikes will take it out to the patient's house while the district nurse is still there. So the patient is getting the medication quicker. The district nurses are not having to do a second visit. We are also saving, if you like, the GP time. They can go and see other patients. That's one of the bonuses, and for that's directly impacting on patients. And they've got quite a reputation across the sites because everybody just loves them. They've got a cup of tea at anybody's door when they go.
Team Jack was founded by my son, Jack, when he was 15, when he was sadly diagnosed with a rare and aggressive form of cancer. And as Jack went through his treatment, he realised that actually, whilst the medical care was outstanding, there was very little emotional or social support available for children and siblings and families within the hospital and out with. So the week that he knew, unfortunately, that he wasn't going to get any better, he set out this massive big list of requirements that he wanted to set up Team Jack to support other people, including a den with lots of activities in it, counselling, music therapy, and eventually wants something with sports facilities. And Jack died in February 2015, and we announced the beginning of the charity 2 weeks later, and then we got this amazing space in the December 2015. I would say the last 12 months has probably been the biggest expansion that we've had to date. We now have got an Aberdeen coordinator, a Glenrothes Fife coordinator. We've continued to establish really strong links with Edinburgh and Glasgow Children's Hospitals. We've got our music therapist going into Glasgow for half a day every week, which is fabulous. We're at the point now that we've got 6 adults coming for counselling, 6 children coming for child counselling, and we've got 12 children that are under the music therapy here. It's a massive, massive honour to be a finalist.
At East Ayrshire Carer Centre, we're all about supporting family or looking after a member of their family with an illness or a disability. We've been in the Go for 20 years and we've run various innovative projects over the years, all looking at providing the best support we can give to adults to ensure they can have a life alongside their caring role. Our main achievements have been moving on with our Alpha Venture Employability Programme, where we work with young carers aged 14 to 25, and it's looking at giving them work experience. We opened 3 social enterprises. We have the Melton House, which is a small guest house. We have the Wee Train Cafe, which is a training cafe on the railway station in Newcomnock, and we have a small gift and sweetie shop in Kilmarnock, and that's all about giving young people a training experience in retail and hospitality.
So when I first arrived at the Carer Centre, it was after another job that I'd been in, that I'd left, and I was about to go into Universal Credit when I started talking to one of my colleagues about their website and the work I was doing with websites, and he decided that it'd be a good idea to start me as a trainee to redesign their website. And I've done that now, and I've just been kept on now as a peer mentor.
We have over 1,500 young people registered with us as carers, and we have about 250 that attend on a weekly basis to the groups we run throughout East Ayrshire. And I'm sure we're just scratching the surface. There's loads more out there that are all needing additional help and support and just advice on where to come to.
Freedom Chapel is a family support charity that supports families in Drumchapel and Knightswood and Yoker. The main aims of it is to support families to be families and to build that family relationship and that bond and attachment with parents and children.
In January 2006, Callum, our son, and Jenna's twin brother, was diagnosed.
To integrate that into nurseries and just into daily life of families, so that children can get outdoors and be themselves and thrive and be children and play.
It's probably the best thing ever to happen to Drumchapel, to be honest with you. Just knowing lots of different people that come. We're all different, we're all different backgrounds. Some of us work, some of us are full-time mums. And we just get to meet different people, and it's like, oh, it's great. I love it.
It's for children who.
Scottish Women's Aid is an umbrella organisation that is the sort of national policy advocacy organisation that covers all of Scotland. It's been an exhausting but amazing year. We had a great project called 1,000 Words with Zero Tolerance that looked at trying to help media people use images that actually represent the fact that domestic abuse, as we've just now defined in our new bill, includes psychological and emotional violence and coercive control, and a whole new paradigm around domestic abuse. We've had the Heritage Lottery Project has done this amazing creative process of gathering the stories that recount the history of the women's aid movement in Scotland. I had this wonderful project with children and young people called Power Up, Power Down. But I would be lying if I said there wasn't one thing that absolutely stands out. And the passage of Scotland's new domestic abuse bill, which is now a Domestic Abuse Act, was an extraordinary moment for us. Survivors who we've been supporting went into the Justice Committee and told their stories.
Some of us went to the Scottish Parliament for the debate on the bill and then the vote at the end. And the date of that was the 1st of February 2018, which for me was very significant, in that the 1st of February was the date that my son and I escaped the situation we were in. So that was quite something. And the whole debate finished up with Michael Matheson, Justice Minister, reading out our statements in the Scottish Parliament. And we were being applauded by everyone in the Parliament. And I'll never, never forget that.
Well, some fantastic charities there. I'm really sorry about the technical problems in one of them. This sounds like Reporting Scotland. I have a lot of practice in saying that, but I'm sure we all got the thrust of that video and the wonderful work that has been done with these beautiful children there. So thank you very much for all these videos and for all the terrific charities that were on show there. I'd like to invite now back to the stage June Pennykid from Keegan and Pennykid, who is going to tell us who has won the 2018 Scottish Charity of the Year Award.
And the winner is Blood Bike Scotland Emergency Volunteer Service.
Wow. Once again, thank everyone very much for voting for Blood Bike Scotland. What they have done for the NHS over the past year and a half has been exemplary. I feel quite humbled to be here because after seeing all but these fantastic charities tonight, especially the ones in the same category we've been in, it's unbelievable. I take my hat off to every single one of you. Thank you all very much. And thank you once again for this fantastic award.
That's one friend I've just lost. Thank you very much, and huge congratulations once again. And could I just say that the judging panel really did find choosing a Charity of the Year difficult this time. I'm told there was a lengthy discussion, debate, and no fewer than 3 rounds of voting. The panel, I promise you, I've only had sparkling water. The panel particularly wanted you to know that. They wanted you to know how difficult it was, and they wanted you to know how incredibly impressed they were by every single one of the charities that you saw in these videos. And they send their special congratulations to everyone in this category for the really astounding achievements in the last year. So thank you. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings this happy evening almost to close. Once again, congratulations to all of tonight's winners, and an extra well done to the outright winners, because, as was said right at the beginning, you all are. Genuinely, you all are winners tonight. There's going to be a group photo now with the winners who have taken their trophies from here. Could you bring your awards and make your way outside the Cromdale Hall, and we'll take a grand photograph of everybody. There are was that funny? There are framed certificates for all finalists, so please come and pick your certificates up before you leave us. And let's just have a final round of applause for all of you. And I would also like to thank all the staff here at the EICC, our sponsors, our supporters, the staff at SCVO who've worked so hard to make tonight possible, and everyone here for making it such a great night. I'd like to hand over to Andrew Burns now for a very few quick final words. Andrew.
Thanks very much, Sally. And as Sally said, I do promise this will be a very brief final few words, because I'm very, very conscious I'm the person standing between you and the bar back there, which is now, I believe, open till 12:30 p.m. if you want to have a drink or just to socialise or to catch up with colleagues and friends, old and new. But I do just want to say a few brief words, colleagues, if you'll just bear with me. As I said right at the start, this is my first year as convener of SCVO, and I've been completely and utterly bowled over by the commitment, energy and passion shown by not just the 40 finalists that we've heard about tonight. And I was really moved to great emotion when Sally was reading out all the categories, every single one of the entrants in the 8 categories and the 40 finalists. But also I know from speaking to colleagues in the organisation and beyond who had to get down from the long list to the short list, there was hundreds and hundreds of applicants, all of which are deserved of all our praise. So thank you. I know people have said it a lot this evening, but thank you very, very much from me as convener in my first year to each and every one of you, whether you've got an award tonight or not, for everything you do day in, day out, every day of the year. Thank you very much. And there's just two very quick final thank yous. I know Sally said this, but it would be remiss of me as convener of SCVO not to pick out or pick on the SCVO events team. Now, I know, looking around the room and knowing many people in the hall, that you all know that events like this don't just go smoothly by accident. There's a huge amount of hard work goes on behind the scenes. And again, I know that many of you will know that the SCVO events team is surprisingly small, and huge thanks to each and every one of them for the enormous amount of hours and effort they've put into making tonight work so smoothly. Thank you. And last but by no means least, because nobody else had the chance to say it, a huge thanks to Sally herself for being the perfect compere. Thank you. Thank you very, very much, Sally, and thank you also to Angela Constance, the Cabinet Secretary. I'm delighted you've been here this evening, Angela, and it's great to see you've stayed right through the whole event and shown your support for the third sector. It's very, very welcome indeed. So with that, I'd just like to bring the formal section of tonight's event to an end. But as I've said, the bar is open till 12:30. Please do stay around if you want to get a drink or just socialise or chat to other people in the hall. I hope you've enjoyed tonight as much as I have. And again, thanks to all of you for attending, and congratulations to all the finalists. Have a good night.
when I see you, you make it look like I'm see-through. Do tell me why you waste our time when your heart ain't in it and you're not satisfied. You know